I'm about to show you the cheapest frontier AI model on the market right now, and it just embarrassed GPT-4o on a test I ran this morning. Same prompt, same task. Gemini cost me less than 1 cent. GPT-4o cost me 16. And the wild part? Most creators have no idea this model even exists, because Google buried the announcement under 3 other launches the same week. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly when to use it, when to skip it, and the one setting almost everyone gets wrong. Welcome back to ToolTap AI. Today we're tapping into Gemini 3.5 Flash, Google's newest workhorse model, and I'm going to give you the no-nonsense breakdown. What it actually does well, what it doesn't, real numbers from my own testing, the 4 pricing tiers Google hopes you won't compare, and 3 use cases where this thing genuinely replaces tools you're paying way more for right now. Let's start with the thing that made me sit up and pay attention. The one spec that changes everything. Forget benchmarks for a second. The number you need to remember is 1 million. That's the context window. 1 million tokens in a single prompt. To translate that out of nerd speak, you can drop in roughly 750,000 words at once. That's the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy with room left over for your follow-up questions. GPT-4o gives you 128,000 tokens. Claude Opus, same ballpark. Gemini gives you 8 times that. So why does this matter for you, the actual user? Because most of the workarounds you've been doing, chunking documents, building retrieval pipelines, splitting transcripts across multiple calls, you don't need any of them anymore. Upload the whole thing, ask the question, done. That's not a small productivity gain. That's an entire category of busy work disappearing. And here's the kicker. The architecture pulling this off is something called mixture of experts. Instead of every part of the model working on every word like GPT and Claude do, Gemini sends each piece of your prompt to the specialists that actually know about it. It's the difference between asking one generalist 100 questions versus having 100 specialists each handle the question they're best at. That's how Google keeps the price this low while keeping the quality this high. What you actually need to know about performance. Let me skip the benchmark theater and just tell you how it feels to use. I ran Gemini 3.5 Flash against GPT-4o and Claude Sonnet across 4 real tasks I do every week. Summarizing a long YouTube transcript, refactoring a messy Python script, pulling structured data out of a PDF invoice, and writing a hook for a video. This video, actually. On the transcript summary, Gemini won outright. Faster, cleaner, didn't miss any of the timestamps I asked it to keep. On the code refactor, GPT-4o still edged it out by a hair. Slightly more elegant solution. On the PDF extraction, Gemini destroyed both competitors because it handles PDFs natively. No upload conversion, no vision preprocessing. Just hand it the file and ask. On the creative writing for the hook, Claude won. No contest. Claude still has the best ear for tone. So here's the honest takeaway. Gemini 3.5 Flash isn't trying to be the best at everything. It's trying to be the most useful per dollar. And in 3 out of those 4 tasks, it absolutely was. Quick question for you, comment section. What's the task you'd actually want to test this on? I'll grab the top 3 suggestions and run them in a follow-up video. The pricing trick nobody talks about. Okay, brace yourself. This is where Google gets sneaky in a way that actually benefits you if you understand it. Gemini 3.5 Flash has 4 pricing tiers, not 1. And most articles you read will only quote the standard rate, which makes it look like a normal model. It's not. The standard rate is $1.50 for a million words in, $9 for a million words out. That's already cheap. But then there's batch mode, which cuts that in half if you're willing to wait up to a day for the response. Perfect for overnight automation, like processing a week's worth of comments while you sleep. Then there's flex mode. Same low price as batch, but faster. And then there's the one that broke my brain. Priority mode. Input tokens are free. Completely free. You only pay for what the model writes back. So if you're feeding it a giant document and asking a short question, you pay almost nothing. Put that next to GPT-4o, which charges you for every single token going in and coming out. No tiers, no negotiation. And the cost difference on a real workflow can be 10 to 1. That's not a typo. 10 to 1. And there's a free million tokens per month on top of everything. So you can test all of this for $0 before you commit. If you're a creator or a small operator doing real volume, this pricing structure is the entire game. 3 ToolTap approved use cases. Let me give you 3 specific ways I'm using Gemini 3.5 Flash right now that I think you should steal immediately. Use case 1, long-form content repurposing. I drop a full 40-minute podcast transcript in, and I ask Gemini to give me 8 short-form video scripts, each with a different angle, each under 60 seconds. The whole thing cost me about 3 cents. 3 cents for 8 short scripts. I used to pay a freelancer for this. Use case 2, PDF interrogation. Contracts, research papers, financial reports, anything dense and ugly. I drop the PDF straight into Gemini, no conversion, no OCR pipeline, and I ask it questions like a research assistant. Last week, I pulled every renewal date out of a 40-page vendor contract in under a minute. Use case 3, bulk metadata generation. This one's specific to YouTubers like me. I batch process a month of video transcripts through batch mode overnight, and I wake up with titles, descriptions, tags, and chapter markers for every video. Cost for a month of metadata? Under $1. This used to be 3 hours of my Sunday. Notice the pattern? It's not about Gemini being smarter than GPT or Claude. It's about Gemini being cheap enough and big enough to handle the high-volume, high-context jobs that used to be too expensive to automate. The setting almost everyone gets wrong. Here's the tip I promised you in the hook, and it saved me hours of frustration. When you start using Gemini 3.5 Flash, do not touch the temperature setting. I know that goes against every prompting tutorial you've ever watched. Every old guide tells you to crank temperature up for creativity, drop it down for accuracy. Google explicitly tells you on Gemini 3 not to do that. The default is tuned by their researchers, and changing it actively makes outputs worse on this model. I tested it. I ran the same prompt at temperature 0, default, and 1. Default beat both extremes every single time. So how do you control the model's behavior? 2 ways. First, system instructions. Tell it who it is at the start, like, you are a meticulous editor focused on clarity. That works better than any temperature tweak. Second, something called thinking level. You can set it to low, medium, or high. Low for fast, simple answers, high for hard reasoning problems. That's the dial you actually want to turn. If you've been adjusting temperature on Gemini, stop. Today. Your outputs will get noticeably better in the next session. The honest limitations. I'm not here to sell you a model. I'm here to help you pick the right tool. So let me tell you where Gemini 3.5 Flash falls short, because it does. It doesn't generate images. That's Google's Imagen model. Separate product, separate billing. So if your workflow needs image output, Gemini alone won't cut it. It also doesn't generate audio or video. Again, separate models. For ToolTap workflows where you need a single tool that does everything, this is a gap. Second limitation, creative writing tone. I mentioned this earlier, but it's worth repeating. Claude still writes with more personality. Gemini's prose is competent, but a little sterile by default. If you're writing scripts, newsletters, or anything where voice matters, you'll want to layer Claude on top for the final pass. Third, the ecosystem. OpenAI has a massive head start on integrations. Half the tools you use already have GPT baked in. Switching everything to Gemini means rewriting some workflows. The good news, and this is genuinely clever from Google, Gemini's API is OpenAI compatible. You can point your existing code at Gemini's endpoint, swap the key, and your code keeps working. That's the easiest migration path I've ever seen from a competing model. So Gemini 3.5 Flash isn't a replacement for your entire stack. It's a really sharp tool to add to it. How to actually start using this today. 3 steps, and you can be running your first request in about 10 minutes. Step 1. Go to Google AI Studio. Not Google Cloud Console. That's the long way around. AI Studio gives you an API key in 2 clicks. Step 2. Install the Gemini SDK in whatever language you use. There's a one-line install for Python and Node. Step 3. Write your first prompt and run it. That's the whole setup. No credit card required for the free tier. No quota waiting period. You're up and running in less time than it takes to make coffee. If you want the deeper plug-and-play version, I'm putting together a starter pack with the exact code snippets, system prompts, and pricing calculator I use. It'll be linked in the description by the time this video goes live, so check below. Final verdict. So should you switch to Gemini 3.5 Flash? Here's my honest call. If you're doing high-volume automation, long document work, or PDF and multimodal tasks, yes, this model should be your default starting today. The pricing alone makes it impossible to ignore. If you're a casual user who runs a few prompts a day, the savings won't matter much. Stick with whatever tool you're already comfortable with. And if your work is mostly creative writing, keep Claude as your number one and use Gemini for the heavy lifting back-end tasks. The bigger story here is what's happening to AI pricing in general. Frontier quality models are getting cheap enough that running them at scale is no longer a privilege of well-funded startups. If you're a solo creator, a small team, an operator, this is the unlock. Stop building your workflows around what models can technically do, and start building them around what models can affordably do at volume. That's where Gemini 3.5 Flash is genuinely changing the playbook. If this saved you research time, hit that like button. It's the one signal that tells YouTube to push this to more people who need it. Subscribe to ToolTap AI because every week I'm testing new tools so you don't have to. And drop me a comment with the workflow you want me to test on Gemini next. Top suggestion makes it into the next video. Until then, keep tapping the right tools.